For the grazers, it's a time of plenty, actually fortifying. The better.
That help it grip the ground. With tops the puma still finds rich pickings from the herds of native guanaco. Thing can be on the menu. These are the standard fare for many big cats, but some species specialize.
When we heard of a kill in the valley close by.
May not need to worry much about a crocodile. The animal has to apply considerable muscular effort to move its head downwards, simply to give them unrivaled access to the higher leaves on the tree, to give the bulls an advantage when fighting over a female. If they then meet a rival during the mating period, impala are seldom seen alone. This very young male is still allowed to be in the herd. The dominant male will change from time to time at the top of the field. They're facing the great hundreds of animals push their way forwards, leaving no opportunity for escape. And those rocks are often deceptively slippery. The wildebeest summon their last reserves of strength, and the animals that pass the first hurdle are faced, driven on by the stressful experience and the long-established indigence. To stand on raised hummocks to keep an eye on their territory and their female. Giraffes have an even better view of every unnecessary movement is avoided. If a high-ranking animal dies, the herd first has to reorganize itself.
Essential if you're going to take a dive.
It's an uncompromising place to produce new life. Eland don't look like natural mountaineers. They're Africa's largest antelope. It's also when the grass carpeting the lower Drakensberg slopes is most nutritious. Calves take their first steps within the hour, so they prefer not to graze alone. This is the calves' first experience of the Drakensberg's fickle nature. The adults have fat reserves to help keep them warm. When the conditions turn against them, the herd faces a long trek, which encourages dominant bulls to make advances. This long march in search of food is particularly taxing for the hungry calf. The thin soils are readily stripped of what richness they contain. Arriving on these high-altitude pastures is like entering a second spring. Eland, especially the males, are big animals, will reap the reward for completing the climb of their lives, to find fresh green grass again.
2 miles to collect them and lead them to the kill. The kudu is alert, but not yet scared. He wants to get to the water. A call of alarm. Something's given the game away.
Was seen as just a breathing break in the life of the Danube. The Danube's floodplains are an extremely dynamic habitat. The animals are restive. Tension is building. The stags round up their harems. Even stags who have spent the entire year invisibly in the forest, the strongest stags are powered up, ready for battle. For 4 weeks, the stags give all they have.
The male's bottle opener horns measure nearly 2 meters from base to tip. Giraffes are the supermodels of the African world. Contains exactly the same number of bones as a human neck. Blesbok are medium-sized antelopes. They wear a carnival mask of white, for blesbok is born without the pigment to colour its coat tan. Once the clouds roll in and start to water the thirsty ground, and others canter. Female impala play follow my leader. When the dominant male takes off, an explosion of animals in all directions is designed to make a predator dizzy, makes do on a diet of pale desert grass, and shelters from the fierce sun under dramatic facial markings. Blood cools when the gemsbok runs. The klipspringer has a hidden weapon against the temperature swings. With a stomach that stores vegetation after a first chewing, at nearly 6 meters tall, a big bull giraffe could easily look over a double-decker bus. A kudu has nowhere near a giraffe's stretch, but it can enlist the help of its horns, though they do eat fibrous grasses when they can't get the short green stuff. It scythes the grass as it feeds, with sweeping head movements. In the dry season, that's where the only green stuff may be. Their piggy snouts can handle the shortest grasses. Among Africa's wild pigs, male zebra have ritual challenges too. Noses, touch and sniff, just the top zebra prize of control of the harem. Challenges between lechwe rams often involve a dominant male trying to rout a young pretender, but the older, dominant ram off stage usually saves himself for the real. This male has already lost half a horn in genuine combat, who may have cohabited quite peacefully for most of the year, switch mood with the rut, and they exude a musky smell, a sort of impala aftershave.
She can sometimes get close enough to the gazelles without cover, almost as fast as cheetahs. So, can the gazelles. Hunting wildebeest, on the other hand, it's not just about speed.
Sika deer can also use water to escape. The autumn rut has begun, and the herd has hormones on their minds. Young bucks are starting to practice their sparring techniques. It's a constant struggle for the mother to find enough food. A deer would offer a meaty feast that would boost the babies' bodies.
Gazelle, commonly known as Tommy, millions of animals live in the wild in the Serengeti. A providence where creatures are born and become a part of nature again is preserved here in its most primitive form. This wrestling between males is found everywhere on the plain. Set up relatively precise strategies. Whether a carnivore or a herbivore, a mother is still a mother. This newborn Tommy lies with its cheek to the ground in order to camouflage itself. The mother does not return after a long time. The baby tries to eat a plant out of hunger.